Since the Natasha and Akpabio case started, a lot of people have thrown in their 2 cents. A lot of people have given advice. One of such people is Bukola Saraki, the former Senate president, who told Akpabio to step down, from his position as a Senate president and allow another person, to preside over the matter in order to allow for transparency and fairness. But guess what? Akpabio did not follow that advice. He decided to preside over the meeting the same day the ethics committee brought in their report, and thereafter, Senator Natasha was declared suspended for 6 months. What other way to learn, right, than to learn from a predecessor, someone who has occupied the same position that Akpabio is in currently? But no, Akpabio has decided to throw all of the advice gotten from free of charge, I must say, from Bukola Saraki. He has decided to throw all of that into the dustbin. You all, before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here or you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Please go ahead and click on the subscribe button down below. Also give this video a massive thumbs up. That way YouTube is able to recommend this video to other YouTube viewers all around the world. Lastly, please leave your opinions in the comment section below as well. Without further ado, let's delve right into the details of today's news. Former Senate President Bukola Saraki has described as cheap politics and trivializing of a serious issue the claim by incumbent Senate President Akpabio that the call on him to ensure that transparent and open process is instituted to investigate the accusation leveled against him by his colleague Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is an attempt to remove a Niger Delta person from office. Why would he think that such well-meaning advice from, people, especially Bukola Saraki, who was, the Senate president, why would he think that it's geared towards removing him from office if he's actually innocent? He's claiming innocence. He never sexually assaulted or sexually harassed. Pardon me. He never sexually harassed Natasha. So what if he's innocent? Which means that the investigation will come out with their findings and say that he's innocent. But why is he afraid of the mere suggestion of a transparent process of investigation? Why is he afraid of that? That's quite concerning. But moving on, Saraki, in a statement signed by Yesu Olaniyono, the head of his media office in Abuja, urged Akpabio to read his press statement dated March 1st, 2025 very well, to understand that there was nowhere it suggested the resignation of a Senate president. Rather, he advised that Akpabio should act in the best interest of a legislative institution by ensuring that no reasonable person is left with any doubt about the fact that the allegations raised by the senator were investigated and justifiably dispensed with. The attention of the Bukola Saraki media office has been drawn to the statements made by Senate President Senator Akpabio while addressing the leaders of some youth ethnic groups on Friday that certain individuals from Kwara State and Adamawa State want him removed because he is from the Niger Delta region. Can you imagine? Ordinarily, Dr. Saraki would have ignored the statement as a sign of the times in which we now live. However, its underlying motive of politicizing and trivializing a serious issue that threatens the integrity, credibility, and importance of the legislature is the reason why we think we should not allow the Senate president to create a misleading impression of the issue at stake in the all-important institution that the National Assembly represents in a democracy. Dr. Bukola Saraki, in his last comment on the Akpabio-Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan crisis, never called on the Senate president to resign or step aside. Rather, he urged the Senate president to be cautious of the fact that perception is reality, which is correct, and therefore he should avoid treating the allegations by the senator in a manner that will create the perception that the Senate as an institution is trying to cover up issues bordering on sexual harassment, gender discrimination, and abuse of office. Also, Dr. Bukola Saraki made it clear that his intervention was neither about Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan nor whether her claim was right or not. It stated that since the senator has gone public with such serious allegations against the presiding officer, the image of institution should be saved through an honest, sincere, open, transparent, and unbiased investigation. In that press statement, he also pointed out that there are already existing processes recommended in the Constitution, laws of the land, Senate rules, conventions, and precedents to be followed in carrying out such investigation. Again, Dr. Saraki is of a firm belief that his suggestions are for the benefit of a legislative institution. So he will repeat the same suggestion no matter where the Senate president comes from and whichever party he belongs to. It is not because the incumbent is a member of the APC that the former Senate president is from the PDP, or that the former is from the South-South zone, while the latter is from the North-Central zone. Far from it, it is disingenuous and crude to describe Dr. Saraki's comments along those primordial lines. This issue is definitely not one in which Akpabio should exploit ethnic sentiments, political division, or regional proclivity. This will neither be in his own interest or that of institution over which he is presiding. He should face the reality on the ground and do what is right. The former Senate president believes that when a sensitive matter suggesting sexual harassment, gender discrimination, and mistreatment of women comes up anywhere, it evokes the pain that thousands of women across the nooks and crannies of our society experience daily. Thus, when it is raised in a place like the legislative institution, it is an opportunity for us to handle it with utmost openness and transparency to ensure that justice is not only done, but glaringly seen to be done. Once again, Dr. Saraki stands by and maintains his earlier suggestion to Akpabio and the Senate leadership on the allegations raised by the senator from Kogi State. An open, transparent, and honest investigation of the allegations is still needed to ensure that the Senate is not cast in the image of an institution that is tolerant of sexual harassment, gender bias, victimization, and mistreatment of women, abuse of office, and enthronement of a culture of silence. By having such an investigation, the general public and the international community will have more confidence in our legislative institution. People like Dr. Saraki have made huge sacrifices in defending the integrity of a legislative institution and will not desist in speaking up for the right thing to be done. May God bless our institutions and our country. You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. It is only somebody who is guilty as hell. It is only somebody who is so guilty, who is glaringly guilty, that would, find what Dr. Bukola Saraki said offensive, because it was just saying that let people see that you are actually being fair. Let people see that you are actually, doing the right thing. Justice shouldn't just be served. It should be seen that it is served. That people should see it, that you're actually, you're actually carrying out justice. That is it. Instead of, senators saying that, the committee, the committee that sat, the ethics committee who sat on the matter of Natasha, we did not know what happened during the meeting. We did not know how the decision was reached to suspend her because they refused to cover it live. I don't know what they are afraid of. I don't know why they were hiding the fact that, they needed to sit, and the manner in which, the committee sat hurriedly. In fact, within a few hours, they already concluded and, the decision was reached to suspend her, whereas Nigerians were just like shaking their heads in disappointment because a lot of people wanted to know what was involved. How did you arrive at that decision of suspending her for 6 months? And this is a woman that has accused, the Senate president of sexual harassment. The sexual harassment issue is not even being talked about. You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Thank you very much for always listening. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.